Today, I bring you the other side of the story of a Real Housewives of Durban Season 5. We bring to you today is none other than Minnie Ntuli. We are recording today because she has other family commitments and she won't be able to join the reunion. She has been the topic of discussion, and some of us have formed opinions that are less favorable to her, her brand, her people, her family, her workplace. And today she is here to bear it all, tell it all, a taste of the true Minnie from Gagasi FM.
Wow, I'm good. We've had better weeks, but I'm blessed,
Amen.
Lovely to be here.
Basking in that smile.
Kuningi engakusho ngaba ngikusmayilele, but kuningi engakusmayilela. So many reasons to smile.
How are you feeling?
A mixture of emotions. I feel it all. I feel it all.
We feel like we know you personally by now.
It don't.
But I may not just be talking for myself, but I'm sure I'm talking for most, based on what was portrayed on the show.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. You think about when we grew up, Sibuga shows like our generation, and we'd all get mad at Ukarabo or Tao or Capella, right? It's times like that where you have to sit back and realize what people are consuming, and to them that's real and that's real life, and that is it, because we've been watching from episode 1, so she must be like this, so she must be this, where the edits you consume become your truth.
I actually love the fact that you honor our own truths.
Yes.
And perceptions and interpretations of whatever we consumed.
When they watch izinto ey'thize bakhumbule obabuhlungu, yabona. Abanye ngibakhumbuza abantu ababangela ubuhlungu, based on what was given to you to consume.
Absolutely.
So I'm meant to be sensitive towards moments like that because they're real and they deserve to be given, a platform.
It's been hectic out there.
Yeah.
Even as an outsider, not being you, kubuhlungu. Uthulalela, uthulandela i-timeline nama-comments ayo. Kuzwele kuwena. Minnie's side of this story.
Yeah.
Ikuphi ofisa uqala ngakho?
Kuningi abantu abangakubonanga. Ukhumbule ukuthi benibuka nathi siyabuka for the first time. It's different when you are in it and you're shooting for hours. And some of the moments, remember, we're not in people's diary sessions and I'm getting shocked alongside with you. Even moments where I watch myself and I'm like, no, don't say that. Oh, let it go. Watching myself getting uncomfortable. But you can't take away the reactions because the reactions, no one can force them out of me.
Absolutely not.
So I take full accountability of my reactions. But I just wish you saw what I was reacting to. It doesn't make it okay. And I repeat, my reactions don't make it okay. But I just wish you saw what I was reacting to. And you sit back and you think, how would you view reacted if certain things were said to you?
In these streets, is there reality TV?
It is real.
Kodwa-ke, Ntuli.
But you go in thinking you be the one that's different. Everyone thinks they can do it differently. Right? I come in as myself. I won't fold, I'll stand up for what's right. I'll do me. And you don't know what production has decided. One of the big fights started because I felt like I had to protect Kakas. The world never got to see that. I don't even know if I should tell you, where were we, what was happening. I forgot the power of the station itself. It did not need me to protect. I could have just said it nicely, don't talk about my workplace like that and move on. I remember we were at the pool party, which is probably one of the most controversial episodes.
Oh yes, where the gentleman called Q,
Yes.
the streets, social media refers to him as the husband to Londie London.
Yes.
The one.
So we're there, and Adnungu asks, guys, what happened at Fafa's party? Because she wasn't there. So Londie explains, and I keep quiet, even though when she's explaining, I'm not agreeing with how she is explaining the story. And there's a bit of like rude things that she's saying. And I keep quiet, and I'm like, okay, it's fine. I'll wait my turn. And then my turn comes, and I'm asked, oh, what happened? You know, and as I try to explain, and then she speaks over me, I'm like, you won't speak over me. We're not gonna do that. And that was then the beginning of everything else. And the most controversial sentence that I ever said, you know, where I say, before we get there, she goes something about you, uban when, and I keep quiet. She goes, "Ngekakas nje li kakas." And then ubani abazali bakho, and I was just triggered. You know, Zaluban. And so for me, it's like, when I look back, it's like, you really could have just let it go. But at the heat of the moment, I felt disrespected. I felt my parents were being disrespected. I felt my workplace was being disrespected.
I could tell nanoma ukhuluma ukuthi wathinteka kabuhlungu khathi sekukhulunywa ukuthi uzala ubani wena.
Yeah.
Umqashi wakho eyini, unani basically.
Yeah. I know the danger of hanging out with strangers is that they don't know you. And we didn't know each other. And so you'd press on boundaries and say things, and you don't know that you're stepping on a landmine that I also didn't know existed. Maybe I should even say where that whole thing starts. Lowest standing, because I guess that's where people start hating Minnie. Lowest standing, you don't see it. Umbatu blankets, ngimsusa blankets. And then ngimsusa blankets or salego blankets. We've been walking and talking. And I've been seeing it, and no one's really taking it out. And I decided, let me susa blanket. We're about to go shoot the proposal scene. Ngimsusa ngithi mina uyabona lokuthi mina ngiyodwa umnganakho.
Ubusayidlala.
Yes, those are things. If you're a Zulu girl,
Yes.
that doesn't mean
Banter.
anything. It's banter. And there's women around you. Like it's this, and there's other people around. You know, it's banter. And out of nowhere, she goes,
Ubani lo ulodi njalo lo.
yes. And I first look at him like, is she talking to me? And I'm like, she's talking to me. I'm like, Lo, what's going on? Literally, like, I asked, I'm like, Lo, what's going on? And Lo actually looks at Lo and goes, Ngani kwenzakalani? He's like, and I'm like, you're not going to raise your voice at me. I wasn't even talking to you. And at that point, she's raising her voice. I'm like, ukhulswanga wena kahle. I'm like, ukhulswanga wena kahle. Sisephathini yomuntu. I say that. Sisephathini yomuntu. Ufuna ukuzobuka. Because essentially in my head, I'm like, if you really wanted to do this, you could have waited. If you felt like that statement was addressed to you directly, and then we address it. Whereas I've been ignoring you the whole time. On and off camera, you throwing jabs at me. You know, you tell me my dress is beautiful, but just before that, you were laughing and talking about my dress. Literally in front of me, ngathula.
A diary ekhulumisa ukuthi it was good that you were sitting on the edge at some event. Ingubo yakho had amaphiko, and explaining what amaphiko was to Usorisha.
Yes.
Ethi wenze kahle wahlala eceleni because ibizofunquzeka.
You know, like I really did let it go. There's nothing I ever wear that doesn't get people talking, you know. If you're not saying a nice thing, you're gonna say something. But if you don't know me, it's weird. Like, oh guys, you just saw me. I just expressed my excitement of seeing you. And, you know, that's what you don't see also. Now it looks like it's and when she arrived, I was actually genuinely excited. I was like, who invited Londie? But the edit, I like her. I was like, nice, we got a guest. You know, like I'm very welcoming. I love new people. So I'm like, okay, who invited Londie? And then it's like all the girls smile. It's so lovely. It was lovely. Then they go on the show and edit of her. Unhappy about the question. No, she was smiling. Because everyone picked up my question was from a happy place. You know? And we were in the car when she was entering. And it's like, we wonder who is inviting according to the story.
Yes.
You know? So we were genuinely like excited. All three of us actually.
Because we write lights. All this love is lost. All this excitement. All this, I actually like her. Koba manje, what we know from the streets and what played out during season 5 was snide comments, ugly faces, attempted.
So you see me fix the dress, but that's me fixing it because I'm feeling uncomfortable. She keeps commenting about my dress, but they put it after me asking, who invited you? And somebody Sarisha, and then they show it as like a face cleaning, and then I'm like, no, that was me being uncomfortable. How she kept talking about my dress. That moment was such a happy, jolly moment, and I really hope they show it as is at reunion. So angikaze ngimsukele. Udaqala ngisukela uyena with the dress comments that kept happening throughout that night.
Uqeda kusho manje that those who know you will know that your outfits are always a statement. Ayakhulumiza, whether good or bad. Which then says you're comfortable within your skin and you receive whatever as it presents itself, right? Goda sesilana ke ka Real Housewives of Durban and nangu ulonje and is captivated by this dress so much that she dedicated enough time and energy keep on referring to it. Why did it become a thing?
I don't know. For me, I remember that moment. She says it the first time when my dress topples the glass. I'm like, okay, it's a normal thing to comment on because you could see it's my dress that topples the glass. Like, okay, whatever. But as it continued throughout the night, she started to remind me of bullies that I've come across, in my life. It's like, so the more you comment about it, what are you expecting me to do about it? Like, what about this moment can I change? What's going to make you comfortable enough to stop? Because I don't know you like that for you to be comfortable to keep commenting about something I can't change. I can't explain you. Only someone who's ever been in an uncomfortable environment can know that moment was so uncomfortable. You don't know what to do. To smile, uhlime, usuke uhambe, udinwe, umemeze, umphoqe. You don't know what to do. Because she's saying it, it's condescending. I was like, what? And I remember when we're leaving, we're done shooting, it's her, it's Lo, it's myself. And I go, what was with the dress comments? Thank you. And I was like, what was it, the dress comments? And she goes, she doesn't answer. She goes, throws another compliment. And
after all the microaggressions throughout the evenings,
and I'm like, I wonder what you're going to say in your diaries. Should you see your Bambanama diaries? That's where I'm going to find who you actually are. But I should say your Bonagama diaries. And that was the last thing we said to each other that night. If I knew what I know now, I would have never done the show.
But omunye umuntu engathi discomfort brings about growth.
Yeah.
all your reflexes say we are under attack, and we don't freeze, we don't flee, we fight.
Oh, fight or flight. I learned that we fight. And I wish I could tell you more. But one day you'll understand what I mean when I say I was protecting more than just myself. And I just wish it didn't happen. I wish I chose to walk away. I wish I let it go. But whatever I was protecting was bigger than all the insults I had received that night.
You seem to have something to say. Here I am. What would you say to Londie London?
Take your time.
You know, Zinzile, I think we're two women that made a lot of mistakes. Both of us. We made a lot of mistakes to each other. And what you don't know, before the show even came out, I tried to reach out. I was very quick to realize my mistakes, where it's like I'd gone too far. I am so grateful that I had my pastors. Because after we came back from Mauritius, I was so angry. Angry at myself, angry at, like, I let things go too far. So I want to walk you through me attempting first to apologize. I called Nonko. And I go, Nonko, can we talk? And at the time, we went really close with the Nonko. I call her and I go, hey, firstly, I want to apologize for the letter. Because I was asking this, who wrote the letter? I wrote the letter. But it was, then something that was in the letter wasn't as deep as everyone thinks it is. Even though she had asked that we don't say what's in the letter. They've been doing this for years.
Yes.
And they know better.
You know what works.
They know what
works.
works. They know what sells. Yes, I take full accountability of my actions. Because I did what I did. I said what I said. But my actions are very predictable. And I hate the fact that I was unpredictable. Which led to the big blowout. So when I came back, I went straight to my pastors because I was so angry at myself. So angry and disappointed. I was like, Minnie, you crossed the physical boundary. I went to my pastors and I told them, and they did not like, hey, you were right. Yes, you had to protect your parents' honor. No, they're like, why did you feel like you had to protect your parents? I know now because of the conversations we had for hours in that office. And when we finally arrived at, are you ready to apologize? That was the most difficult decision. Because they said, if you're still apologizing, expecting an apology back, then you're not ready to apologize.
This is true.
You need to apologize for all the wrongs you did and said. And don't expect her to apologize back. You're doing this for your peace. I sat and I literally sat there at that table and I cried and I said, I'm ready. I'm gonna find her number and I'm gonna apologize. Find her number, call Nonko. This is why now Nonko's conversation with me starts off with an apology. Just another apology about, that letter. She goes, no, okay, like, so what it's missing, Julie. And I walk her through, some of the conversations I had with my pastors and we prayed together. She's like, wow. I know that's not easy. Because some of those conversations were not cool. And yes, you were wrong for saying these things. And vice versa. She even says, and vice versa, some of the things we said to you were not right. But you're apologizing. And we pray together, we'll pray. And she goes, so what's your next step? That's okay. But it was only confirmation to myself that I mean it, or I mean it, and I'm ready. And then I think I waited for like a couple of hours. It was after work. So it's 6:10. I'm like, hey, it's too early. Minnie, come down. Wait. And I decided, okay, cool. Let me just call. I call. It rings. It rings again. It rings. She doesn't pick up. I go, oh, okay, I tried. I'm like, no, let me try again. rings. It rings. It rings. I'm like, okay, it's fair. She doesn't have my number. Okay, maybe I need to try another way. I call Lo. All right, I go, Lo. I explain, ganje. And I go, I don't want to put you in the middle of this. I just want you as a witness so that when she receives the apology at reunion, she doesn't receive it for the first time. I need her to know that it was genuine. Londie says, send her a message if you want to apologize. Similar to what Angel said.
Yeah. Or Lisa, phambi kwama camera, we reunion.
Yes, something like that. I want to read it for you. So it reads, Hi Londie, I trust you are well. Post the Mauritius trip. I asked Nonko for your number because I wanted to apologize for my behavior towards you. I tried calling you to no avail. And I understand that maybe you did not respond or return my call because you don't have my number. And I choose to respect that boundary. There were times on RHOD where I reacted instead of responding. A lap away my emotions would then override respect. I raised my voice. I called you names, pointed fingers, and in one heated moment, I crossed a physical boundary. It was wrong, and for all of it, I am sincerely sorry. I pen this letter to you with a sincere heart, having done my introspection and seen my wrongs. Also, this letter to you is not to say that I now expect us to be the best of friends. However, this is to apologize and acknowledge that as young women of KZN, we are both in the media space and it's vital for us to coexist cordially. I am open to us to having an in-person talk because it's still a month. If Begukon a way of doing things differently, I definitely would do that. I'm learning that strength isn't just about standing your ground. It's also about knowing when to step back, reflect, and admit when you've gone too far. And that's what I'm doing now. Kind regards, Minnie.
Oh man. Some gut-wrenching stuff there. We hope that they were able to read it at reunion, because with you having been absent, it may leave viewers with a message that says she knows she was wrong and she ran away. The letter, I'm sure it wasn't easy.
Was it?
It never is.
I was nervous as I was sending it, like, Minnie, should you send it? Should you send it? Should you send it? And I'm like, Minnie, send it. They're so right about apologies, that apologies are not so much for the person you're sending them to, for yourself. She deserved every ounce of that apology, but I didn't know it was going to heal me so much. My ego died as I sent that apology. My pride died as I sent that apology. I think one of the greatest lessons I learned is that sometimes your silence can be the greatest lesson to anyone that you feel is disrespecting you.
Bungayilindele at this magnitude. Be comfortable in your silence. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for letting God use you. Thank you for letting me tell my side of the story. And thank you for watching.
We love you both, ladies. KZN has two beautiful, strong stars. We're rooting for you both. And hopefully, all this will be a thing of the past. I'm signing out. Minnie Ntuli of Ikakasi FM.